Apple's Mac Mini has always been the little desktop that could tiny in size but mighty in performance. From students to creative professionals, it has been one of the most affordable entry points into the Apple ecosystem. But now, all eyes are locked on the upcoming M5 Mac Mini. Will this be Apple's most powerful compact desktop yet? Or could Apple pull a surprise move and skip the M5 entirely to launch the M6 Mac Mini instead? In this video, we'll break down everything we know so far, the latest M5 Mac Mini leaks and rumors, expected specs and upgrades, the potential release date window, how much it might cost at launch, and most importantly, whether you should buy the M4 Mac Mini now or wait for the M5.so if you're thinking about upgrading your setup or just curious about Apple's plans. Stay tuned because this deep dive will give you all the answers. Apple's timeline and context. The M4 Mac Mini was released in late 2024. Bringing Apple's compact desktop up to speed with the company's newest silicon. Historically, Apple refreshes the Mac Mini every 1 to 2 years, so naturally, tech fans are now looking at the M5 Mac Mini. However, leaks from supply chain sources and reports from analysts like Mark Gurman suggest Apple may delay the M5 Mac Mini until late 2025 or even 2026. This brings up the big question: will Apple actually release an M5 Mac Mini? Or will they hold off and go straight to the M6 generation? Expected specs and upgrades. M5 chip performance. Built on a 3nm or smaller architecture, the M5 chip is expected to bring better power efficiency, faster CPU performance, and stronger GPU rendering. Expect huge gains in multi-core CPU workloads, GPU rendering, and AI acceleration, which Apple has been heavily integrating into macOS. RAM and storage changes. Current Mac Mini M4 models start at 8GB RAM, 256GB SSD. Which many users feel is outdated in 2025. Leaks suggest Apple may finally raise the baseline to 16GB RAM and 512GB SSD, giving users a much stronger starting point. At M5 Pro Mac Mini. Similar to today's lineup, Apple may release both a standard M5 Mac Mini and a more powerful M5 Pro Mac Mini. The Pro version could offer more performance cores, higher GPU counts, improved thermal cooling, possibly faster unified memory bandwidth. This would make it the perfect desktop for video editors, 3D artists, and developers who need maximum performance in a small footprint. Release date predictions. According to multiple sources, the M5 Mac Mini won't arrive before late 2025. Some reports even hint Apple may cancel the M5 generation entirely, skipping directly to M6 chips in 2026. The most realistic timeline looks like this: M5 Mac Mini late 2025 or early 2026. M5 Pro Mac Mini announced alongside or shortly after pricing rumors. Apple has historically kept the Mac Mini as its entry-level Mac, starting at $599. Leaks suggest the M5 Mac Mini could stick close to this price, making it one of the best value Macs in the lineup. However, the M5 Pro Mac Mini could start around $1,399 with higher RAM and storage pushing it even higher. Considering chip production costs and inflation, a slight price increase is still possible. Should you wait or buy the M4 Mac Mini now? If you need a Mac Mini today, the M4 version is already extremely powerful, perfect for students, professionals, and even light creative work. But if you're a power user or creative pro, waiting for the M5 Mac Mini could bring major benefits: higher baseline specs, 16GB RAM, 512GB SSD, a more powerful M5 Pro version, better future proofing for the next 5+ years. The risk: if Apple skips the M5 generation, you might be waiting until 2026 for the M6 Mac Mini. So, here's the bottom line: the M5 Mac Mini could be Apple's most powerful compact desktop ever, with upgraded specs and possibly even a Pro model for creators. But the real question is, will Apple actually launch it in late 2025 or skip ahead to the M6 generation in 2026? I want to know what you think. Would you upgrade to the M5 Mac Mini the moment it drops or hold out for the M6 Mac Mini? Gaming and certain pro workloads. Release date: what to expect if Apple sticks to tradition. Late 2025 would make sense. But based on leaks and analyst reports, M5 iPad Pro late 2025. M5 MacBooks early 2026. Mac Mini possibly late 2026. Skip possibility: Mac Mini could skip M5 entirely, M6 in 2027. So that's everything we know so far about the M5 Mac Mini, from performance improvements to possible storage boosts to the big debate about whether it will launch in 2025-2026 or be skipped entirely in favor of the M6 generation. Personally, I think the M5 Mac Mini will be a solid upgrade on paper, but the real question is timing. If Apple delays it too far, many users might simply jump to the M4 or wait until M6 for an even bigger leap. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Would you buy the M5 Mac Mini if it came out next year? Or would you rather wait until the M6 generation for a bigger performance jump? And for those of you already using the M4 Mac Mini, are you planning to upgrade or are you satisfied with what you've got? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next deep dive into Apple's upcoming devices. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.